The NBA season has, after a pandemic-filled summer and a $180 million bubble construction, come to a close, with the Los Angeles Lakers coming out as champions. It was anything but a simple season, and we'll never know what would have happened if everything had gone forward smoothly. But we must now look onwards towards 2021, when the next NBA season will come. With the offseason now in effect, one wonders what might happen in terms of signings, trades, and more. What could happen to change the game and the teams that play it. Allow us to show you 10 blockbuster trades that could happen next season. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 10. John Wall 2. John Wall is honestly a rather curious case when you think about his talent, because at times he's a game changer, and Washington has been lucky to have many good years with him. But he's injury prone, and sometimes he can be really inconsistent, especially in the playoffs when you need him most. Yet, because of how good he was pre-injuries, he signed a major deal with them, which many feel might be coming to an end sooner rather than later. But where would he go if the Wizards were to decide to get rid of him? The answer in some people's minds is the New Orleans Pelicans, which might sound odd at first, but that could be a big get for them in one simple way. They have Zion, but they can't win with Zion alone. Wall would bring veteran experience and a potential push towards being more than just the Zion team. It would cost them some potentially big pieces, but if it works out, then you have two superstars leading the Pelicans to potential victory and a stacked Eastern Conference. And Wall will want to play his best to prove that he's still worth the money that he gets. Number 9. Zach LaVine 2. Not every trade needs to be won on a global scale like John Wall, and a great example of that would be with Zach LaVine. This past season was huge for him in Chicago, as he proved his worth by getting 26 points per game, as well as proving that he can be deadly from three-point range when he gets hot, which is more often than you might think. Now, the logical move for the Bulls would be to keep him and build pieces around him to potentially make yourselves a contender again. However, with the East potentially getting much stronger next year via the Nets getting healthy and more, it might be wiser to try to get more pieces for LaVine. Now, where would he go? Some speculate a move to LA could be good. The Lakers or the Clippers could use him in various ways. The Lakers could use him to shore up their roster and keep their depth while also taking pressure away from LeBron and Anthony Davis. For the Clippers, they have squad, but adding him as another big player could finally push them to where they need to be to try and fight the Lakers in the Western Conference Final matchup that we all want to see. Will it happen? We don't know, but it's a possibility, and that's what matters. Number 8. Karl Anthony Towns 2. Karl Anthony Towns is a very curious player because we see bursts of his talent while playing with the Timberwolves, but he hasn't been the full impact player that many feel that he could be. However, that could change with the right team placement. Who would that right team be? The Boston Celtics. Now, you might be thinking, but the Celtics are already a good team. And yeah, they are, but they're just that, a good team, not a title-winning team. They have the pieces, but via injuries and players like Kemba Walker not living up to their potential in the playoffs, it has resulted in them just getting Eastern Conference Finals, but never getting past that. While Karl Anthony Towns may not be the only thing missing, it could give them a good presence inside that they really need to shake things up and potentially give them that push. It may cost them some players, but if what you have isn't working, you need to find stuff that will. Number 7. Devin Booker 2. One of the benefits of this NBA bubble playoffs was that it really set a lot of things back to zero and forced stars to rise up and prove their worth. We saw this with Jimmy Butler and Jokic, who led their teams to big heights, but another breakout star was the Phoenix Suns' Devin Booker, who many consider to be the future of the franchise, who can maybe lead them to some big things in the playoffs should they build enough around him. But like Zach LaVine, it might be smarter for the Suns to trade Booker for some big pieces from certain others, and the Brooklyn Nets have some tradable pieces that could go in their favor. The Nets are a team that has to perform next season, with them having both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving as their leaders. But having Devin Booker could add not just some youth on that team, but that extra scoring edge. With 3 top players, the Nets could easily be one of the top dogs in the East in no time flat. Number 6. Joel Embiid 2. If you won't say it, we will. We don't trust the process. It had its time, but now it's done. Doc Rivers is now the head coach of the 76ers, and some feel that that will stabilize things. But others feel that this could lead to either Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid getting traded. Let's focus on the latter here. Who would trade a lot for Embiid? The Golden State Warriors. That's who. Now yes, we acknowledge that this would likely destroy part of the core of that title-winning team, including maybe having Draymond Green as part of the bargain. But there is little doubt that Embiid under Steve Kerr, and with Klay Thompson and Curry as his partners on the court, could lead to huge things. Will this happen? Unlikely, but imagine if it did. It could literally shake things up in ways that the Western Conference would need to brace for impact for, especially LeBron and the Lakers. Number 5. Bradley Beal 2. The Wizards right now have 2 major all-stars, Wall and Bradley Beal, and while some think that Wall will go so Beal can be the future, that is not a guarantee. Beal might honestly have more trade potential in regards to getting more for the trade. The beautiful part is, there are a lot of teams that could use Beal right now, from low-level teams like the Atlanta Hawks to higher caliber teams like the Clippers, Pacers, maybe even the Bucks. Beal is really good, and he'll make any team he's on instantly better. The only question is, how much for him? Number 4. Russell Westbrook 2. The Rockets are changing, that's just a fact. Their coach and GM are both gone, and things just haven't gone their way. Many agree James Harden won't leave, but Westbrook? Yeah, that's possible. Now, the main question here is, would you have to give up Victor Oladipo, who is a stud in the NBA when he's not injured? You might have to, but the exchange could be worth it for both sides. Depending on how much Houston gets, it could be a better set of pieces for Harden to push forward, while the Pacers have a battle-tested star to lead them deep into the playoffs. Now, it is a risk both ways, but sometimes you need to take that risk. Number 3. Damian Lillard 2. Okay, this one is a stretch, but hear us out. The Portland Trail Blazers were the hottest team in the NBA when the bubble came, and Damian Lillard proved over and over why he was a stud. The only thing that hurt the Trail Blazers was him getting hurt against the Lakers. So where would Lillard maybe go? The Clippers. Now, to be clear, they'd likely have to give up Paul George to do this, but could you imagine Kawhi Leonard and Damian Lillard on one squad? Dang. Number 2. James Harden 2. Okay, playing the what-if game for the Rockets once again, what if they decided that Harden just wasn't enough? If they put him up for a trade, who would bite? The 76ers, as we've mentioned before. If they could give up Ben Turner and another player, and maybe a future pick, and bring Harden in with Embiid, yeah, that would raise the 76ers stock entirely, especially with Doc Rivers coaching. With the Rockets in flux, anything is possible. Number 1. Giannis Antetokounmpo 2. This is a big leap in certain ways, but there is no doubt that Giannis is frustrated with being the back-to-back MVP and not even making it to the finals. And most agree that while he's great, the team that's around him is not, as the recent playoffs proved. Anyone would kill to get Giannis, but the team that might want him the most, the Miami Heat. Think about it. What killed them in the NBA Finals? The size difference between them and the Lakers. Getting Giannis would sacrifice their depth of bench, but that bench didn't come through in the clutch against the Lakers, but Giannis might. Plus, he'd be an offensive and defensive presence, as he also just won Defensive Player of the Year. That Heat could use to get back to the finals and prove that they weren't a fluke this go-around. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various trades that could change the game in the upcoming season? Which of these trades do you feel might happen? Which ones do you feel honestly could happen? Or do you know another trade that makes more sense? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.